welcome everybody to this episode of Strong Perspective Podcast. I'm one of your three hosts, Keith Armstrong. My brothers Damon and Jaquari. Damon might be joining us a little later. Jaquari has a prior engagement, but this is episode. I have to go back and count. You know what I mean? Because we've done a lot of these things last 2.5 years, so it's good to number them. They've dated, but you know, good to know a number just for reference sake. But welcome to this episode, Strong Perspective Podcast. As I said, um, this is a podcast that consists of conversations, regular conversations about everything and anything, but mostly about your growth, the path that you're taking as a person, as a human being. So my brothers and different guests that's come on. That's what we really we speak on. We speak on our life experiences and where we want to go and how we want to be. Um, so, as I said, this is the podcast. Welcome, Damon. How you doing?
What's going on, bro?
Another month, man. Yeah. Happy Friday, more than anything. You
Same
know.
to you, man.
So,
We live?
yeah, we live.
All right.
So, basically, as I said, Ja'Cory won't be joining us tonight because he has a prior engagement. But what we try to do each and every episode is bring our perspective. This is why it's strong perspective. And we happen to be Armstrongs at the same time. So we give each perspective in our own picture view, what we're about, what we want to be about, our journeys, everything that comes with it. Um, do us a favor, go to our YouTube channel, like, share, subscribe. What we would like to do is build our numbers so we can start to monetize. Because once you monetize, what happens is it's not about the money, but when you monetize, it pretty much YouTube is telling you that you're able to reach more people. And I think that's kind of, I think that's what our goal is to have conversations amongst each other and, you know, just generate some kind of dialogue because I think it is lost on us because we're so sensationalized of what we want to do. We always want to impress people when we speak these days. Instead of when I was growing up, we had people who wanted this to be heard and impressive people, be great, orators and shit, stand in front of people and speak. But also there was a heavy mix of people who was giving out information, and talking about, things that made a difference. So, like I said, go like, share, and subscribe. And we're gonna be here every Friday as much as we can because it is what it is. I'm not trying to take up anybody's weekend. So, how you doing today, Dana?
I'm doing a lot better, man. Just fighting through this COVID stuff. So,
Oh,
that's,
so you had a touch of the COVID, huh?
yeah, man. Been down for the last 2, 3 days. This is my
Okay,
first day out moving around.
okay. I mean, you could have taken a break or would have been able to handle this thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I missed too many already. I can't get no more days off.
No, that's the thing about it. When you part owner of a situation, you could take as many days as you want to take. Hell, you're not getting paid for it. So this is what we do. You hold on as much as you can, and If you need to buy out, go ahead and buy out, man. Hey, like I said, we'll be here next Friday. Um,
But
yeah,
I
go
don't know
ahead.
if you knew I don't know if you knew already, man. But my baby girl hit me to it. You know, you be when that gout first started.
Okay.
Well, she told me. She said, "Dad, when you feel that gout coming on, drink lemon juice,
Lemon juice,
and it'll stop
lemon
the
juice,
attack."
and the cherry, and the tart cherry. Yeah.
I know the cherry. You know that the lemon juice worked faster and better for me, man. You know,
I got
I've been drinking like half and half,
you. Uh huh.
man, knock it right on out, brother.
Cool. Cool. You know, we are gout sufferers. So, we like to exchange information all the time, guy. And that's what you need to
And,
do. You
and
know what I'm saying?
so is 30 billion other people too. They were faking the front with them slides on and them sandals.
I know that's a funny thing, right?
He said, "Gout, I got
I had, when I was still, before I retired,
you." I'm just
when I retired, before I retired, I had a coworker. We was doing some training. I had a coworker. Now, we either wore work shoes or boots. And this particular day when we had training, we were all off. So he came to work in some Velcro slides.
yeah.
And when I get gout, it's in my hands, right? But the majority of people get gout in their ankles and in their feet. So I was joking with him when I saw the Velcro slides, the old man shoes. You know what I'm talking about.
Mm.
I said, "Hey man, what you got, gout or something?" And he had this look on his face. And he looked at me and said, "How could you tell?" I said, "No, brother, don't give me that kind of credit." I was joking just now. And then I told him that where I suffered it from, and mostly mine came from my medication. You know what I mean? Because it comes from, you know, I was taking water pills with potassium. So folks, if you have to be on water pills, make sure, and this is what the doctor told me. Make sure that you have a potassium tablet along with the water pills if you retain a lot of water, because it really does the work, but it makes you severely dehydrated, and that's where my gout symptoms came from. You know what I mean? Until I discovered it, because I walked in my doctor's office here, and there's always you always got to ask questions. Don't just take. And I'm not talking about questioning your healthcare officials, but yo, be thorough, and when they say certain things, make them, have them explain it to you. Period. And look them in the eye, because I went in there and I hadn't been getting gout at all for years. And then the last 10 years, I started getting it. And I looked at my doctor, Eastern European lady. I looked at her, and we're good friends. Been with her for about 15 years. I said, "Hey, I don't know what's going on, man, because I don't eat red meat. I don't drink juices, the manufactured juices, anything like that. I just keep getting this gout." And she said, "I don't know, with her accent and all that." And then she said, "Well, it could be your potassium pills." I looked at her and said, "What do you mean?" "Well, it works so well, it makes you severely hydrated. I've been telling you to drink a lot of water." Well, I said, "I drink a lot of water." So you need to drink more, because that's where your gout is coming from. And she knew I was pissed because I bit the bottom lip. I said, "Do you understand how much pain I was under?" You know what I'm saying? Not knowing where the fuck this came from. We both laughed about it, but I'm like, yo, No. You got to open up your mouth. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like I say, guys, just don't think you stepping on their toes when you ask them to explain to you why you're taking a certain medicine and the side effects too. You know, some doctors feel, and it's a small percentage, but some doctors feel, no, you need to listen to me because I'm trying to help. No, what you're trying to do is work with me so I can help myself too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I
Right.
was mad about that shit. I really was.
I don't blame you, man, especially dealing with gout.
Yeah, yeah,
And that stuff hits you, man. You think it's gonna be a plateau. You be like, how high is this plateau?
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And it's also a mood changer too. It's also a mood changer.
Especially if somebody just bump up against you.
Yeah. Um,
You trying to figure out if was that on purpose or
as I was sitting around thinking about,
yeah. Well, I was thinking, what were you talking about, man? Before I got on.
no, I was just general stuff, man. Nothing specifically, but as I was thinking about, just brainstorming with myself about what topics I was going to try to bring to the table for us, and and it was funny. It kept ringing out in my head. Mental health, right?
That seems to be the subject of discussion, man, with most people.
Yeah. I think
Yeah, where you going with that?
no. Well, no, I'm reading. Christopher Jackson.
Say that again.
Name-
Who was it again?
I'm gonna put it on the screen.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear you.
Who is this? Somebody playing games, man. Yeah. See
Who was
that,
that?
somebody playing games, man. See that is not funny. That's not even close to being funny.
Who you piss off, man?
No, they said your name, brother.
Oh shit.
Yeah, but as I said, man,
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on, man. Did we just get trolled and shit?
I think so, man. I
Oh
think
my
so.
goodness, man. Motherfuckers start paying attention, huh?
Somebody has, because that was some bullshit right there.
I wonder what the hell topic that triggered them, man.
Yeah,
uh,
I don't know.
was it our last conversation?
Well, no, they just want to,
Wow.
yeah, yeah.
Damn, that
So
was my first time.
you feel famous, dog?
I don't know, man. I'm having mixed feelings. Man. Why didn't they choose you or Jaquan when they chose me, man?
I don't know, man.
It's all right though. It's cool. It's cool.
I'm trying to get
But
this
damn,
get this off our timeline because that's some BS right there.
how the hell, man? What the hell? What was our topic last time, man?
I don't know. We have to go back and look.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
Welcome
yeah.
to being paid attention to.
Well, see, this ties into what I was just talking about, the mental health, man. As far as the pressures of just being yourself, and then being on the social media front where you'll run into situations like that. You know what I'm saying?
That shit was crazy to me, man. I mean, I'm tripping. I'm like, wow.
Yeah. But
Yeah, well,
I'll figure it out. But
I hope it was somebody who's some goddamn body. Shit, you know what I mean?
what I was saying to you is this: when it comes to the social media front, well, what I was trying to do is just figure out. I'm trying to figure out when I was trying to figure out the mental health issue. It more or less made me start to think about were we is it as extreme as people say when they say men our age don't ever think about our mental health, don't ever think about, you know, we always push things aside, we always push things down and pack it away. You know what I mean? Like, is that a real thing? You know,
I think it was more prevalent back in the day because we didn't seek out therapy or anything like that. But I think that we
well, I can honestly say I've never been to, and I've been to therapy one time and was really and truly uh, disillusioned by it because I've always been the type of person who always spoke my mind, always talked about how I felt. You know what I'm saying? No matter what it was. And all it did was it was exaggerated. It was exaggerated. Now, the person I went, they thought it was good. You understand what I'm saying? Because they said things to the therapist, but they couldn't or wouldn't say to me. You feel what I'm saying? So I was not, and I went a couple more times after that, but and I wasn't resistant towards it, but I'm like, man, I've always been able to get shit off my mind and express myself. You feel what I'm
yeah.
saying?
When you said
But
you was resistant to you was never resistant towards. What was the honest feeling you had towards it though?
I mean, it was always something that I always did for myself anyway. You know what I'm saying? It was always something that I always put in an effort to be open about my feelings. You know what I'm saying? So it's like everybody who knows me, they know I don't hold back anything. I don't try to hurt in my not holding back, but to me, I've always understood I would rather be honest with myself and honest with other people because that's what that's why I was able to go to sleep with, to sleep at night. You feel what I'm saying?
You mean like a defense mechanism?
What do you mean?
You was always honest with yourself, so you can. I mean, did you come up with ideas to be able to cope and deal with, or did you
So if you say it
look
out
at
loud,
situations?
if you say it out loud, that's coping. That's the beginning of coping. You know what I mean? Because if you're honest with yourself, this is what I believe. If you're honest with yourself and you're able, especially if somebody who you care about, you're able to relate it to them, that's the beginning of dealing with
Well,
what you're dealing with.
I missed that part of it. That I missed that key component when you say if you're honest with yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I said
Now that
I
takes
was
a lot.
always
If a
open.
person that's able to do that,
I mean, look, it's not okay. I was always open. I always try to be open. You know why? Because to me, that's the easier thing. But it's the opposite for some people. To be honest, is not easy to some people. They would rather hedge it. They would rather not really tell the truth because they don't want. To me, they don't want to put themselves on the spot.
I think it all is contingent on the situation, man. If you have if you have an honest conversation with yourself, then you can come to a conclusion, man, that you can be comfortable with.
Yeah,
If you're having a conversation with peers or group or whatever, man, there's going to be some type of contention there. There's going to be some type of stress involved, which might trigger you into being honest or suppressing shit.
yeah,
Most of us, when it comes to sharing information, especially when it has to do with us, we have a tendency to suppress it because if we do that with our loved one, our significant other,
yeah, yeah,
you know, when you said being honest, I mean that was a key component right there. If you're honest with yourself, you know what I'm saying, you have to deal with whether or not you want to lie to yourself. Son.
yeah. I mean, you know what? Yeah, I agree. See, and the thing about it is uh, what's so crazy about it is we don't know we be lying to ourselves, man. I don't think. Well, we'll be
You
sitting
believe that,
there.
man?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Because
okay. Then explain to me how some people. You think
I know.
some people convince themselves that lies is truth?
Yeah.
Okay, that's not a healthy thing.
No,
You know,
no. It's not even close to being healthy. No. I mean, you think about it, right? How many times? All right. Let's just your because it's happened so many times since we were growing up. Your fictitious friend cheated on his little girlfriend and got caught, right? And he said, "Yo," he tells her, "Well, if you would have acted right, I wouldn't have done it." And he believed it, right?
you believe that, or is he looking for a convenient excuse?
Exactly, exactly. You know
I
what I mean?
mean, is that really clever or is it obvious? Is it how can I
It's
put
so,
this Trumpian?
listen. It's someone who does not want to take responsibility for being a bad person. Well, being a bad person at that time. You know what I mean? In that act. You feel me? They may not be bad people, but don't you think it's not to stray too far from it because I want to stay here for a minute. It is convenient to take your eye off. What do they call it? Gaslighting. I remember I kept hearing and kept reading gaslighting. Then I saw the definition of gaslighting. I was like, damn. Well,
So what's the definition of that, man? Because I'm kind of confused by that.
well,
Well, first, let me preface this, man. When I think about gaslighting, that takes me back to the early 1910s and 20s when they was bootlegging and all that shit, you know.
no,
And
no,
I mean that's where the terminology came from, isn't it? I mean, did they come with a different new terminology?
yeah, it's new. It's new.
Okay.
No. It says gaslighting is a form of psychological abuse or manipulation, and this is what I'm speaking on the manipulation, in which the abuser attempts to sow self doubt and confusion in their victim's mind. You see what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
basically, it's like changing it up. What's the favorite joint with Eddie Murphy? I saw you with that woman and you was this and you was butt naked. It wasn't me. And he kept saying it. until she said, "Oh man, maybe that wasn't you." You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know that was a form of gaslighting. But
Okay.
all right, let's get back to this mental health thing. Why do you think this is your opinion? And this no, I don't have no factors. Why do you think? And I have my opinion about it. Why do you think black folks? Why do you think there's a myth, or it may not be a myth, that black men and women never sought counseling for their mental health?
You know what?
At our age, I mean.
Oh, you talking about recent times?
No, I mean, no, us.
Or throughout the
This is not
history?
recent, man. We in our 50s. I'm talking about this is our experience.
Well, when you talk about seeking out mental health, I mean, they always had the ministers and the preachers they went to back in the day. Were they qualified administrators of help? I don't know. But there was always a segment of the population that sought out how do we deal with this situation and that situation. You had your elders in place too,
Uh-huh.
you know. So is it a misnomer, man, that we as black people don't seek out mental health and all that stuff? I don't think that's true. I think it's how it's described or what definition you put it in.
Hmm.
And what I mean by that is, do you go to your pastor for marriage counseling and stuff like that?
Yeah.
You know, do people attribute that to mental health and health towards marriage and man and woman? I don't know if they put it in the same category.
I don't think they do because now that you mention it, it was a great deal of that.
Yeah, it was always that.
You know what I mean? There's a great deal of that. Or an aunt or uncle, you know what I'm saying, who you respected, you know, your mother or your father. You feel me?
Yeah.
You know, your mother and your father. Um, someone that you respected, that you felt like, hey, at least if he or she is listening to me,
Right.
he or she is listening to me, I'm getting it out. And I mean, because you know what? If somebody don't have the answer for you, eventually, if the person that you're talking to about it, right now, I think that's why counselor, you know, when you go seek help with psychiatrists and other people, when it comes to emotional mental health, when you speak, put it out there, and you feel comfortable at the same time that this person that you're talking to, that you're getting it out there, that's when the healing begins to me. You know what I'm saying?
But when you parse it like as emotional, is it like a negative connotation, man?
That
I mean,
is,
I'm not questioning what you're saying. I'm just
no,
saying
no,
when you
I'm
put it
not,
out there, like,
I'm gonna answer your question. First of all, that's some recently weak stuff. Meaning, when men, like, hey man, why are you getting emotional? Right? That's when they wanted to, you know, when men want to put you down or don't want to deal with what you're saying. See, that's the key to it is a lot of times what we do is instead of listening, we'll try to block it because we have high regard for someone or that person who's talking to you that might be a man, he is putting too much pressure on you to help him. You see what I'm saying? Damn, man, why are you getting emotional? You see what I'm saying? And it's like, look,
okay, I see what you're saying now.
you know what I'm saying? It's like, hey, man, suck it up. How many times
Hey,
you said that to your son? You
you
know what I
picked
mean?
the
How many
wrong.
times? Did I say that to my sons? Both of them. I know I said it to them. I know I heard it, right? But at the same time, I heard, well, what's the problem, son? At the same time as you suck it up, right? Which we heard from our mother more than our dad. Our dad was like, well, what's the problem, son? Now he might brushes off after after he gauges how severe it is. Because if it's
Right.
severe,
Exactly.
if it's
Exactly.
severe, he taking you. He's on that ride with you that whole time. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But if it's some what you worried about your sneakers being dirty, man? If you don't get the fuck up out of my face with that shit, you know what I mean?
He thinking of whether or not you use your noodle. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because go ahead and finish your point. You know, and then I'll
No,
add on to it.
but basically, but that I think it's the degree of that whole thing. You know what I mean? Where when it came to my sons, I gave them both. Like because I'll look them in the face and I'll gauge how much it's really bothering them. I mean, because I raised them both. You see what I'm saying? So you can sit up here and pretend that you didn't know your kids is upset, but you knew deep down, hey man, it's something. You know what I'm saying? Because they come and talk to you about something out of the blue, right? And of course I'm gonna cry. Well, what do you mean? You know what I'm saying? So just the fact that when you try to get into that male bravado, being alpha, yo man, suck it up. You can do this, and that's a place for that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to somebody's mental health and emotional health, hell, spiritual health too, you don't brush it off like that. At least listen if you don't have an answer. You feel what I'm saying?
But I think it's a natural thing, man. When you see somebody that you barely know keep constantly banging their head up against the wall, and you be like, "Oh, man, that's crazy as hell." They banging their head up against the wall. That's crazy. Whereas somebody that you know and you care about, you have a tendency to sit them down and say, "Hey, man, you do know there's another way, right?" You know what I'm saying? That wall is harder than your head.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Plowing through it ain't the answer. You got to figure out how to navigate. And that's all about care and concern, man. You know, the person that you're dealing with. Because you're more invested in their survival, man, and how they if you invest in a kid in an emotional way and you have a commitment with that, you're not just committed to that kid, you committed to his offsprings too, something he can pass down in the lineage, man.
Yeah.
You know, so when you see brothers that be actively involved in the community or certain kids, whatever, it's not because they have this athletic, outstanding ability and they can gain something from it. It's because they see effort. Because you know most times, man. Here's the thing that's crazy, man. Not to steal your thunder, but here's what's crazy, man. When you a kid and you're growing up, who's the most athletic and most strongest, man? It's the little girls, man. You feel what I'm saying? They running the fastest and shit. They jumping the highest. They the strongest. They doing everything physical. They the strongest at that point. When it comes to the little boys, man, you gotta have an investment in that shit, man. You have to really pay attention to that child, man, and say that young man and say, the girl gonna be aggressive. The girl gonna, do that thing that's what's innate in her. But the boy figuring that out, see, you can't jump on the bandwagon. Man, you know what? Mom and dad tall, so he's gonna be tall too. So I'm investing that possibility. It's not like that, man. Because strength is drawn from all aspects of life, man. They can be strong in science, they can be strong in basketball, football, not no sports. What do you call STEM? You can be stronger than that. Be sitting there building some shit with jacks. Throw the ball away and building some shit with jacks. And you're like, what? How come you ain't using the ball? Because you building structures. You know what I'm saying? You have to have the awareness of that, man.
I get it.
And you take them out on the court, they can't dribble the ball. How many cats give up on that?
I get it. Okay. So like I said, let's stay on the mental health thing. And then
I veer off too far, bro.
no, there was
Way
good
off.
points. There was good points, but I really think this is important because let me put it like this. When did you know or become aware of taking care of, and this is a broad name of it, but it's just really taking care of you when I say addressing your mental health? And what form was it in?
When did I first address it? Or when I first became
When you first
became aware of it?
Yeah.
Aware of it? The first time that happened to me, man, is I think it was your senior year in high school. And all the athletes was hanging out, and all the athletes and the academics combined was hanging out too. And I could tell which table, who was sitting at what table and shit. You know. And I could sit at the athletic table, but the academic table plus athletic was so beyond me. I'm like, I was ashamed. I was ashamed because I'm like, man, you know, these are cats finna go to school, play basketball and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because they have academic awareness. They have it with it. They put in the work to do so. And that's when I knew that I didn't really take my education serious, man. I took running and jumping serious, dribbling and dunking serious. But when I couldn't sit at that table with the people who was going to Pittsburgh and UCLA and Michigan and all that, then I knew then that I wasn't misguided. I just it just wasn't brought aware to me.
Okay.
So it didn't make me feel less than. It made me feel misinformed, man. If that answers your question. Yeah. And I didn't think, and that's when I realized people didn't really care.
I think for myself, and what you said makes sense. But for myself, just to really and truly, a sports thing, the sports was always that golden nugget for me. Meaning, if I got to play basketball, if I got to play football, that was enough. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I wasn't. I knew it didn't make or break me, because really and truly, up until my junior year, the end of my junior year, I played basketball and I played football because it was fun. I had no idea, even though I had great men that preceded me that went to school, went to college off because of their sports ability, right? Mm-hmm. Never put those two together. That they went to school because their particular college wanted their athletic ability. Never put it together. No, I was playing because I loved it. I loved playing, right? So my mental health was just like you in high school. And understanding that I was the oldest of our 5 unit family, the oldest boy, right, and was given the greatest responsibility. When we're not there, Keith, you're responsible for your brothers, right? And that was too much for my young mind when I was in elementary, because I was hearing that from elementary all the way into high school, right? That was too much for me. Not too much pressure. It was how you get overwhelmed and you can't comprehend what's being said to you. 2 plus 2 equals 4 was probably being said to you, but you know what? Because of my young mind, all I heard was skibbity skibbity boop boop. You know what I'm saying? It sounded like a foreign language because being young, I'm thinking it was too much responsibility. Why can't you do it? Until I got older and I started being around friends who was either the baby of the family, right, or the only child. And I started looking at them in their bad behavior as friends. Right? This is elementary. This is junior, middle school, junior high. Looking at them. This is when I'm addressing my mental health. I'm looking at them like, motherfucker, you ain't got it tough. Feeling sorry for myself there. Yo, I got it tough because I have 2 brothers that I want to look out for. And I did not think I was capable of doing that until I looked at my friends and saw them as children who didn't see or have the responsibility that I had, right? And that's when I started taking myself seriously, understanding that the responsibility that was put on me because 2 people saw that I can take that little bit of responsibility when they weren't there. Just understanding that whole thing. When they're not there, you can hold this shit up. You know what I'm saying?
It's go ahead. I'm sorry.
When you at work, which is after we get out of school, it's only a couple hours. If you're doing something on the weekend, Masons, Eastern Star, only a couple hours. You hold it down. Because what I did was simplify it. Understand that the only way that you'll know how to do it, and that's my mental health, because I could have been overwhelmed. I could have ran away from it. I could have been, this, that, and the other, right? But what little that was asked of me, I saw that was only a little bit. You feel me? I saw that it was a little bit. So I was like, you know what? Okay. I can do this. So once I realized that, the anxiety and the pressure was gone.
That's a lot, bro.
Everything's a lot, though, man. Everything's
you
a
know
lot.
what? But see, now what you just said, now.
Look, being black, see, motherfuckers think, especially around our age, people don't understand, other than our ancestors that preceded us, people don't understand what it meant to grow up when we grew up. Because the pressures of being told that you're not good enough and not knowing who you are was still there. Our children don't experience that. They experience prejudice, they experience racism, but they don't experience the fact that it was actual thing.
But let me ask you a question, man. Not to push back, but just for conversation's sake, man. How difficult was it for you being black, man?
Say, how difficult was it for me being
For
black?
you being black, you in
First of
particular
all,
being black.
first of all, the fact that, in answering your question, how difficult was it for me being black is the simple fact that everyone in the time that I was growing up had it difficult being black. Then being a large black man, then putting on being a athlete, in which, because you're an athlete and black, and then look, I'm not bringing in this color thing. I'm telling you, I'm answering your question. People automatically assumed everything about every stereotype about you. And being a fighter, that's where the difficulty comes in. Being a fighter, burning bridges because I didn't take or accept the horse shit.
Okay, now I see what you're talking about.
That's
I see
all.
where you come from now. Right.
You know, see, me personally, I don't. And then we're gonna keep this. We're still in mental health. There was anger because I was able to see things for what they were, right? But I also closed myself off from people because I saw things for what they were. You know what I mean? Because you got to think about it. My first, and I'm just thinking from being in this country, my first uh, loyalty, and I'm talking about familiar loyalty. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about just me. My first loyalty is being a black man, right? And to be able to see things clear because of what I was taught and my discernment and understanding exactly, being able to decipher exactly what's going on. You know how you decipher? You said you was a library kid.
Mm-hmm.
Reading helped
Exactly.
me decipher through the bullshit. Because you want to know why? The books that should have been taught in school was always available in the library.
Mm-hmm.
But
Do you remember the library? Remember
what we were
the
taught,
woman? You remember the woman down at the library? Remember her name? You
no.
remember her?
I remember her, but I don't remember her name. But
Man, that is
point,
a disservice to her. What the service she provided for me, bro.
but here's the thing:
I
the
wish
fact,
I
the
wish somebody
understanding.
who remember. Can y'all please let us know? I can't call, can I?
But like I said, just to finish
I
up
ain't
my
mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
no, let's finish up my answer. First of all, I I only speak my truth, right? And I always speak it not for someone to believe me, but for me to relate to you how I felt and how I feel. That's the answer to your question.
I think, man, because those that came before me, I never got it twisted whether or not being a black man was good or bad. I knew it was a good thing. I knew it was a good. I saw it as a responsibility.
Of course.
I never saw it being a black man or a black woman. I never saw it as a deficit. I always saw it as a responsibility that you carry with you. You know what I'm saying?
Because you don't have a choice. So yeah.
And that you put out in the world. You know. And I guess it all depends on the people that come before you and how they lay it out, man, and how they teach you. And how you see them living it, man. Being black. It's never a deficit, man. I can look at somebody that's racist out of this world, man, and see foolishness and see a childlike person. You know, that no matter what that person says could never make me feel as a deficit, because everything that they ascribe to be great at, I done this shit. I had to knock doors down to do that shit. You know what I'm saying? I had to go around the world to get accepted to do the little shit that they take pride in. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, really? Are you really that? You're not. And I can see it in you. Because if you're fighting against a infrastructure, you understand the ins and outs of it. You know how to not pander, because I refuse to think that black people pander for their education and their upper mobility. But in terms of looking at the weak shit and knowing when to step in and take over, we absolutely know how to do that shit. You know what I'm saying? And spread it out among us. But we do know there's a breaking point too. People that's not mature enough ain't gonna get it. So they might. That's when your Sambos might come in and infiltrate. But people that's on the grind and that's been doing it, they networking, bro.
Yeah.
They networking, and it's not. It's I could see where people could come to the conclusion that, man, this is a serious time in our history in this country and all this stuff, and it's gonna come to tension. It's gonna be this. It's gonna be that, and I'm like, it's not even close, man.
Yeah.
It's not even close. You know what I'm saying? You can actually avoid the bullshit. Unless it's some random and you out there by yourself when you ain't supposed to be. Or when they think you ain't supposed to be. You know? But at the end of the day, no matter what happens, unless they drop the damn bomb, we know how to survive that shit. We know how to say, okay, we got this fail safe in place. So that's gonna happen over there. Oh, that little nest egg got knocked out. Okay, we just got to start back grinding again. Everybody contribute. We know how to do that shit. So we ain't never panicking. We ain't jumping out the window on Wall Street and shit, bro.
Yeah. You know what I'm starting to understand, that this is not the last time that we're going to be talking about this, because I like this. Now, I'm not talking about if you're a fan of YouTube and you watch the Breakfast Club and Charlemagne the God. Mental health, your mental health. Rich man talking about mental health, who stepped on bodies to get to where he is. He may do some good, but the simple fact that I think mental health is thrown around too much for me, in the sense that you want to talk about mental health, and the only solution is to pay somebody a certain amount of money an hour for you to talk to, and for them to give you suggestions that may work, but that's the only solution. So, is there anything that you can think of that you're able to do, or have you done in the past, that's helped you in the area of your mental health?
Absolutely, man. I mean, being in stressful jobs, stuff like that, push you to a place where you don't even know what the hell. You're having panic attacks and you don't even know what the hell why, man. Excuse me. That's the crazy thing about panic attacks. You don't know why it's happening. But if you got somebody that can sit there and guide you and say, hey, man, have you thought about this? You know what I'm saying? What's your occupation? Have you thought about this? Have you thought about putting these action steps in place so you understand and recognize your trigger moments? man.
Okay.
Because recognizing your trigger moments, bro, is the only way you're gonna deal with it. And that means that you have to recognize that you're going through something.
So you advocate going to sit down and talk to somebody. But,
Absolutely.
okay, so
Absolutely.
that's in place. Now, is it something that you personally do?
Yes, I've done it
To help?
numerous times. Yeah.
What is one thing that you do? Not to get too personal, but what is one thing that you do to help your mental health?
If I feel that I'm in a place that I'm not comfortable with, you understand what I'm saying? Like it's out of control for me. You know, first thing I do is I ask myself, is it really for me? What do I benefit by engaging this situation? What do I benefit from it? Number one. And number two, is it worth it? Is it worth it? You know what I'm saying? You know, we have this tendency, man, to put this expectation on ourselves. Man, this is how we're supposed to be. This is how we're supposed to look. This is how we're supposed to handle shit. And we are all not the same, man. We
Okay,
all handle it differently.
What is it? What's one thing that you do to help your mental health?
The one thing that I do to help me in the past, in the beginning, it was working out, exercising, running. Running was spiritual for me. You know, working it out, not coming up with some magical idea of, hey man, here's the answer, but putting myself in a position where I could be strong enough to take on the challenge, man, mentally and physically. You know what I'm saying? Mental health, overcoming mental health has never been a magic pill for me, man. It's always been, okay, I understand these challenges that's happening over here. If these challenges are happening over here and I evaluate them shits and come to the realization that they don't benefit me in the first place, that right there is helpful and beneficial. Mental health.
Okay.
Overcoming mental health is
so basically,
what was that mean?
Yeah, it was my phone.
Okay.
It was my phone.
You if you understand what triggers you, and it might not be a position, man. It might not be something that prevents you from help of dealing with a stressful situation you're going through. It might be some other shit, man, that you went through in your day that you suppressed and chose not to deal with it, not overcome. You know what I'm saying? And just said, you know what? I'm gonna leave that back there. Well, you should have knocked that shit in the head back then.
Okay.
You feel what I'm saying? Or sometimes, in reality, we all do. If we're honest with ourselves, sometimes we say, that's too much for me. I'm gonna have to take a step back. Let somebody else deal with that shit.
Yeah.
I can't see it. You know, that's that we used to say all the time. I can't see it from my living room.
Yeah, I get it. I think, my answer to that question is mostly when I was younger was physical, working out, socializing, alcohol, right? And as I said, I always was able to get out and address how I was feeling. You know what I'm saying? I think it's a good thing if you could go to someone who really and truly can be objective, go to them and really get it out. And they can add some things, but really and truly get you to speak out and see the thing. I think that's a wonderful thing. I think that I posed that question is because a lot of people don't know how, because I've done it, pushed it down, packed it away, pushed it to the side, ignored it. And I said it early, lied to myself and thinking, oh, no, I
Hey,
don't
bro,
have a problem.
I keep losing you, man.
What do you mean losing me?
You keep getting jumped garbled, man. Every time you start talking, I missed the last point you was making.
Is this clear?
We're still doing the same thing. I got all my stuff turned on, so
Well, basically, just let me finish the point. Um, you know, I think if you find somebody who's able to do those things for you to get it out, that's fine. You know what I mean? Because sometimes we are our own cure. Meaning, if you hear yourself say something and you are sincere about it, and especially if it's not really and truly a chemical thing with you, but it's your emotions got the best of you. Because I used to pack it away, you know what I'm saying? And it would come out. The way it would come out is would be on the basketball court before college, during college, and after college. The basketball court, the football field. That's where it came out at because it's all aggression and getting it out and doing these things and being this person. Then the alcohol, then being in my roaring 20s, this wilding out. You know what I'm saying? Going to work, doing a good job at work, but just doing things just about me.
hey, bro, let me see if I can try to make some adjustments, man, because it's not even coming in clear, bro.
I mean, I see myself. I don't you know what I mean? Is it? Well, go ahead
I got.
and go
I ain't understand nothing you said.
go out and go back in, man. So, hey, let me know if you're watching this. Is it me or is it Damon? Because I see that I'm coming in loud and clear with what's going on with me. But like I said, it's always been the fact that, and I think I've been lucky. I've been lucky for the simple fact that I find the simplest path to get rid of my frustration. You know, I try the simplest path to see, and a lot of times that worked for me. I don't know. Is that better for you, brother? Can you hear me?
I can. Yeah, you're going in and out. Man, what the hell
Is
happened?
it
We had
is it
good
the
clear.
audio? Is it the audio? Or is it the screen?
I didn't think about that.
You can hear me, or is it the screen going
Yeah,
on?
now I can hear you clear, but before it was like
Okay,
going in and
well,
out, sounding robotic.
we ain't worried about the past, bro. Shit, we was worried about the
Yeah, the
past.
past was important because I ain't hear nothing.
I get it.
But
I
go
get
ahead.
it.
You
But
clear now? I hear you.
you and I, we talked enough. You know, you have an idea of what I've talked about. But
Yeah.
like I said, I found that just being young and being physical, that was my way of dealing with it, my mental health, because I would be free. You understand what I'm saying? And then when I was done, it was like, how folks get them full body massages and shit, and they be euphoric and afterglow and all that shit. Well, that's how I was when I walked off the basketball court, or I came out of the weight room feeling that. And my troubles didn't go away, but what they did was they became, in my mind, I was able to manage them. See what I'm saying? So, you know, never had no problems with pipes being burst because of pressure, because I always either lucked into doing it or I had some kind of outlet. Hell, when I was a youngster, going through the young thing and all that, the simplest things used to satisfy me. If I had a damn Snicker bar, that went a long way. You know what I'm saying? Because it's that's the whole point. You realistically trying to cope with life. Is there anything else that you could think of that you personally did to help you out when it came to your mental health?
For me, it was my awareness, man. You know what I'm saying? Of myself and my situation.
How did that help you?
How it helped me, man, is to come to the conclusion that most times people didn't know what the hell they were talking about, man, as it pertained to me. You know what I'm saying? Where I was trying to go. People, imagine not being invisible but not taken serious. You know what I'm saying? And there's that little crack in that door open where you can slide in and you can maneuver and navigate and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much how it was for me, bro. And then when the person, whoever had their opinion or whatever they had, negative against me, when they look up, I'm sitting next to them, talking about, hey man, what we doing today? You know what I'm saying? No, we're not going in that direction. Let's go here. My vote outweighs yours.
Gotcha.
I was always that guy,
man. Yeah. I'm gonna tell you, I was sort of, and also just being an oxymoron when it came to it, where my conditioning was almost complete, but there's always that little thing that stopped it from dominating me, where I wanted to be like everyone else growing up. I wanted to be on that plane. I wanted to be a part of the masses, right? But then when I realized at the same time, if I had to give up too much to be part of the masses, I didn't give a fuck. That I would stand alone if I was giving too much of who I was up. And I'm still that way. Where, and I think it has a lot to do with just having a problem-solving personality, where I know it's better to get along with the group. But if I see the group is all on that bullshit, then I'll stand alone and won't have a problem with it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I think the most difficult thing when it comes to your mental health is being self-aware, man, in my opinion. You know why? Because it's lonely. Being self-aware, looking out for what is best for you, can put you on an island where only a few people can be. Will be. Because I think, in my opinion, most people want to belong to a group. But then sometimes you have to make a decision. Is that group worth being part of when it comes to you as an individual?
Right.
And that's the truth. I say that all the time. I'm like, oh man, I always wanted to be a part of the fucking group. But when the group was on some bullshit, I'm like, man, fuck the group. I want to go with what's right.
I wasn't never that harsh with it, bro. But when I wasn't accepting the group, I had to learn how to be by myself. And when I discovered that, where the group at? They were nowhere in sight. They were way back in the rear view mirror.
Of course, that's always the
and
case.
It's like, what do I do now? Do I slow down or do I keep it moving?
Yeah. All right. And this last little half of our situation. And like I said, ladies and gentlemen, we're coming back to this mental health thing because I want to know I know Damon has always had a good perspective on mental health, and Jaquari also has one. Me personally, I'm so matter of fact with it. I don't think it's a good perspective. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, fuck that, and then I'm good. See, and that's the thing about it is there's no bend to it when I say it's not a good perspective. You feel what I'm saying? Because you gotta always be flexible. You always gotta understand, especially if it's stuff that you believe, you still have to understand that you can alter it a little bit. Me, I'm not like that sometimes. I'm like, man, fuck that. You know what I mean? Like, yo, man, no. You know what I mean? So let's just lighten this shit up a little bit. Thought about you the other day. We talked to a friend of the show. Friend of the show called me. Stacey Chauncey called me, and he talked to me about Tyreek Hill, the Tyreek Hill situation, right? Mm-hmm. And he wanted to know my point of view since I'm retired law enforcement. And I gave him my point of view. And really and truly, it just sparked some things. After I was done, it sparked some things in my mind of just the whole situation. Mm-hmm. See, when he called me, I had not saw the actual video from the body cam. I hadn't seen it. You know what I'm saying? So I just went off his word. And he told me, you know how it pulled Tyreek over. And one thing he said to me was, the policeman came and was banging on his window. Boom, 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 boom. That's what he said to me, right? And he was saying how unreasonable the policeman was and all of this. Now, this is his point of view, and I respected it, right? Until I saw the video myself. Mm-hmm. I didn't disagree with Stacey, right? So don't get me wrong, I didn't disagree with him. But I saw things from a different point of view. And that was, the one thing he told me is the guy was banging on the window, right? He wasn't banging on the window. He was knocking on the window. Mm-hmm. He knocked on the window. Tyreek rolled the window, and believe me, I'm not going to go blow for blow, but Tyreek rolled the window down. And, why are you banging on my window? Why are you banging on my window? Now, see, that was a subliminal message to folks like Stacey, like that police officer knocking on the window, right? Mm-hmm. It was banging. No, he was knocking on the window. Now, I told Stacey, Tyreek had every right to roll his window back up after he gave the police officer his license and registration. Now, this is my own point of view. Right or wrong, you can dispute it if you want to. It don't make a difference. But he had every right to roll his window back up. Right? He did. Mm-hmm. Because he wasn't hurting anything. He was speeding. Right? That's why he got stopped.
Right.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write him a ticket, the full roll. I'm going to write him a ticket because he is acting like he's Tyreek Hill. You understand what I'm saying? Like, bro, just roll your window down. I'm going to go back here and I'm going to run your name. I already know who you are. I'm going to run your name. I'm going to decide whether or not I'm going to write you a ticket and this, that, and other, right? Don't roll your window back down and say to me, why are you beating on my window? Why are you beating on my window like that? This is if I was there. Don't do that. Because I wasn't beating on your window. and you're in the wrong. Right? Now I'm laying out this to let you know that this is what I saw. Now, the officer, excuse my words, the officer bitching about him rolling his window down and said, you know what, get out your car. Now I'm thinking, well, why do you need him to get out your car? Why do you need him to get out the car now? I don't get it. Now, is it a city ordinance or a highway ordinance or a law that you got to, and now they in Miami and, you know, they tint it all the way around, right? Is it a law that you got to keep your windows rolled down at all times? This stuff I don't know. But still, if it is, why are you telling him to get out of his car? Now, the second officer was completely in the fucking wrong.
Well, pulled him up.
He wasn't the primary. He should have let the primary handle that situation because Tariq was getting out of the car. He was unfastening his seatbelt, getting ready to get out of the car. And my man comes in, and I'm speaking on it because I've been in this situation before. I've had to forearm officers out the way because they wanted to come in and do that, what my man did. You understand what I'm saying to you? And Stacy, understandably, had a problem with that because of the way things are and the nature of black men, and don't get me wrong, when I say small percentage, no, any percentage of innocent black men on a traffic stop being harmed is too much. All right? But my thing is, it's easy to point out who was wrong. Now, understand something. Stephen A. and Shannon came on. You know you're a rich black man. I'm paraphrasing. I don't know. I ain't even watched them dudes, but this is what was told to me. You paraphrasing? I'm paraphrasing. You a rich black man, so you better do the very best you know how and make sure you get home and blah, blah, blah. First of all, yes, you know you're doing 100 and something miles an hour trying to get to the fucking game. Roll your fucking window down. I apologize because I'm speeding. And please, folks, y'all understand what I'm saying to you. I'm not saying Tariq was wrong and got pulled out of the car. It was his fault. I'm not saying that. But when did we get to the point where you know you speeding? This motherfucker was zooming. All right.
Man, we was doing 60 and a 40 or some shit like that.
Something crazy. But here's the thing. He knew he was speeding. Roll the window down. Let him see your face. Give him your license, the license and registration and insurance, right? If you write the ticket, you write the ticket.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? You wrong, bro. Not you wrong to be pulled on the ground and do all that dumb shit to you. No, I'm saying to you is you're a grown-ass man and you know you were speeding, take the ticket. Right?
You're right.
Excuse me for hollering. Here's the thing. Stacy asked me, so what do you teach your sons? And I had to ask him the question again. You asked me what I teach my sons. I teach my sons, and I don't need to teach them this. If you were speeding, roll your window down, give him your license and registration, put your hands on the wheel,
and let him make the decision whether or not he's gonna give you a ticket or not. What do you mean? What do you I teach my son? That's what you're supposed to do, right? Now, let me give you this. Now, I'm gonna give you a chance to speak on it. Let me give you this. Being on the other side, I've had to calm down white people. I've had to, on traffic stops, I had to calm down Asian and other minorities, and I've had to calm down black folks when I pulled them because they were upset that I pulled them for breaking the law. Now, you don't know me, so of course you're going to feel like you are not in the wrong. And you have every right to ask me why I pulled you. And I'm either going to tell you as soon as you roll the window down, hey, I pulled you because you're going this amount of miles, you know what I mean? Or you ran through this light, or you did this shit back. Let me have your license and registration, right? And those folks, 9 times out of 10, especially black folks, complied. And I made my decision whether or not I was going to write them a ticket. And 9 times out of 10, they went about their way with the ticket or without. Now, that's just my personal experience. It ain't nobody else's personal experience. So don't get me wrong. I'm not saying this is universal. I'm saying to you, and I had to tell Stacy, and Stacy, I'm not picking on you. I told you, I gave you my opinion, and I'm giving everybody else's my opinion about our conversation. Is we see all the bad ones on social media, right? And none of the other ones on social media. And my thing is, fuck all the officers, and I mean this with all my heart, who find a reason to brutalize someone on a routine traffic stop if they are in the wrong.
Right.
But nowadays, it seems like, and before I retired, that people want to know, hey, am I being detained? Am I being this? Am I doing this? Right? Okay, that's cool. As long as you handed me your license and registration, you can say whatever you want to say. I have no problem with that. You see what I'm saying? Because it's not about my ego. It's not about it. It's like, yo, you know, now I'm going to understand if an officer pull you over in the 35 and you were doing 40 miles an hour. I can understand if you kind of have a problem with that. You feel what I'm saying? I get that. Right? You're still speeding though, but there's a little leeway. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, okay, it is what it is. But give me your opinion. And I just wanted this to let that out. Give me your opinion about that, what you thought about that situation. And I want your honest opinion. I don't want nothing but your honest opinion.
I thought, man, that it escalated and it shouldn't have. You understand what I'm saying? If you're speeding, man. Take your ticket and go about your damn business. Now, I don't know what Tyreek's motivation was, man. Because I watched the whole joint. He's like, man, don't be knocking on my window. Like, I watched the whole joint. I'm like, is it really that serious? Maybe it's something I didn't see. And then it became something other. It became something different than a normal traffic stop. Now, if I'm in Tyreek's place, I'm like, man, I got to get to this game because I get paid by the game, bro.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? hundreds of thousands of dollars. I get paid by the game. I ain't finna be late. They ain't finna put no tax on my shit, fining me, none of that. Officer, I was speeding. Yeah, give me my shit so I can move on. You know what I'm saying?
And that's what he tried to do. But
Yeah.
after the dumb shit, after the back and
Right.
forth, that's what he tried to do.
Right. Now the other officer, you know, when the officer came in
That
and opened up the
motherfucker was
door,
out of he was
that
out
was
of
some
pocket.
bullshit.
Man.
That was some bullshit.
Fucking bullshit.
Right. And I think that he understood. He knew who he was dealing with. I think he knew who he was dealing with then.
Yeah.
You know, Tyreek recognized the boy around the damn world. Give me a break on that shit, man.
Especially in Miami.
Right.
But
I think that you know, Tyreek, the approach he took, man, what did he do? He didn't, you know what I'm saying? He didn't break any laws. He just had a smart ass mouth. He said what he had to say. Give me my ticket so I can go about my business.
Yeah.
And that's what should have happened, man.
Yeah.
You know, that's what should have happened. But as far as I'm glad it didn't escalate into something different, man. Imagine that. Imagine Tyreek Hill getting jacked up for real. You feel me?
Yeah.
That'd have been real tragic, bro.
That would have been really sad.
Right. So Tyreek got to keep that in mind too.
Freaking moving violation, man. That would have been sad.
Right.
I would look, like I said, hey, write me a ticket. I apologize. I'm trying to get to this game. Yep, and that's not kissing the officer's ass. It's like,
none of that, man. He has to understand, bro. You here.
Yeah.
You get hurt. But anything like that, that's gonna be in the history books, dog.
And you know, and like I said, the other officer, man, what the fuck? What was you on, man? You see, that's my thing. Now, this to give some context, right? I'm retired police. You know what I mean? And you just jumped the primary shit twice. He did it twice.
Yep.
Because the other brother got arrested when he pulled over. You know what I'm saying? To check on Tyrese.
Mm-hmm.
But see, here's my thing. It's like, yo, what? And like I said, I had coworkers like that where you got to pull them to the side and, hey, man, this is my shit. And why are you amping it up like that? And then you're going to leave. You understand? Watch my back. That's what I need you to do. Don't say nothing. And there's been times where I'm sitting here talking to someone and guys, and I have no problem with, you know, my backup telling me, saying different things and shit, because they might see something that I don't see, right? But then when they get in the back and forth, I would do this. Hold on, man. To them, like, oh. Not embarrassing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yo, the fuck is you doing? Because I wouldn't do it to you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because, see, and I've always understood that I was a professional on a job. And I'm not making excuses. I don't want nobody to think, oh, he was one of the good ones. The fuck do you mean by good ones? But that's another story. He's one of the, you know what I'm saying? He's one of the, no. I follow what I needed to follow to be a professional and to make sure everybody is serviced. You feel me? So it's like the other guy, man, I knew it. I knew as soon as, because with Tyreek, the other guy had him by his arm. Tyreek didn't snatch from him. He's pulling him out like, come on, let's get out the car. Tyreek is like this. He like, let me get my seatbelt. My man comes in. As soon as he's grabbing him and throwing him to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Why? But I wasn't there. It's not an excuse. I thought what I saw was some bullshit. You know what I mean?
It was some bullshit, man.
But like I said, twice he jumped it. He jumped it twice.
It was some bullshit. My man had a who knows what the hell is on his mind, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I look at the whole situation like, damn, a man getting detained. Is he gonna make the game and shit? You know what I'm saying? That's gonna fuck up FanDuel. That's gonna Vegas and everything.
That's the only reason, because me personally, Tyreek, you know you're speeding. You know what I'm saying?
People got money on you, man. You out here bullshit.
You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Like, come on, bro. No disrespect to you. And I'm not saying you was wrong. The only person I said was wrong, I felt was wrong, was the second damn officer. He was wrong.
Well, one thing about it, I think, man, that it's something that happened, man. Should it be something, man, that should linger and stay in the media? I don't think so. I don't think it was that serious.
They're gonna try to play it up if they find out. Like, the thing about it is he's gonna be happy, and it's my man too. I mean, he's working in Miami, so I don't know what the crime is in Miami, but that's Miami. You feel what I'm saying? So the pressure. What was we talking about? We was talking about mental health. That was a straight up mental health crash out, bro. It was.
I don't think.
But that's just my opinion.
Right. I don't think that's the crusade Tyreek should be on right now, man. I mean, that wasn't.
It is what it is, man.
You know what I'm saying? I don't think that's gonna move the needle anywhere, bro.
No doubt.
You know, he be on the field, bro. Make a statement there. Be on the field. Yeah. Keep doing your community shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I know, he do a whole lot of shit in the community, man.
I get it.
How many police officers he has working there, man, as security and all that shit.
And I get it.
You know what I'm saying? I'm sure he works with the police
officers. It is
officers.
what it is. And look, and it's I'm not looking down on, I think if Tyreek appreciated his celebrity, he would have rolled his window down. And I'm not talking about, compromise or no, you were speeding, my guy. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Keith, all you do say, hey, man, do you know Commissioner so-and-so and such and such? He'd be contacting you, man, to get your ticket and leave. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's all he had to do, because that's who he is.
Yeah. And, and like I said, it's not no disparagement on him, and I'm like, but damn, man, recognize what you have to lose more than anything. Like I said, the stance. I didn't see Stephen A. and Shannon, but somebody told me, and let me put it like this: they didn't like what they said. So in retrospect, and I got to go back and look at it, I should have. In retrospect, they were like, yo, you know how the plight of the black man in this country, this is how it was said to me. You know the plight of the black man in this country, you need to humble yourself, and you need to, no, my man, you know you were speeding. You know you got to get to the game. Give them your license and registration, let them scratch that joint.
And keep it moving. That's common sense. Well, hey, but, I ain't hear nothing from Shannon Sharp today other than his sex tape he got put out.
That's a great old segue, because I was just getting ready. This is the last part of the night. Just getting ready to get into that. Right?
Why is that brother extreme, man?
Well, now, let me ask this question.
Right, I'm listening.
This question is to you. And a lot of people are speculating on this. Do you think Shannon staged that whole thing?
I thought about it. I definitely thought about it, but then I heard him in a interview, and he started throwing out numbers. He said, "Man, I got $100 million to $200 million over here sitting waiting on me. I got this and I got that. You think I would stage that to jeopardize all that?" Mm-hmm. And I thought, and I said, "That you'd be a stupid motherfucker to do that." So I'm gonna give him that benefit of the doubt, man.
Don't give him the benefit.
I'm gonna give him that benefit of the doubt and leave it like that.
Well, my thing is, people just went buck wild over it, right? Over a minute and 45 seconds or something like that. I'm not sure the exact number. But the funny thing is, motherfuckers saying, and this, you know, this dude younger than me, but there ain't no way I'm gonna sit up there and growl.
Come on, man. Look here.
No,
I listened to it. I listened to a little bit of it. I was like, what
I'm just fucking with you, but my thing is, his excuses, both of them, were not good excuses. Let me put it like that. Because I go IG live. Look at the screen, brother, because I need you to look at me when I say this.
I'm looking.
I go IG live all the time.
Mm-hmm.
It is a process going IG live.
Right.
You understand? It's not a button that you push, then all of a sudden, bam.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You have to fill out some shit, right? Put the
So you need me to fill in the blank. You need me to you take it from there, huh?
You understand? You had to put the title on your live, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you got to push a button. Then you got to push the live button. Shannon, come on now. You in the middle of some shit.
He ain't take it through, bro.
Now think about it. His first joint was, I got hacked. Right? Now, am I saying that Shannon did it on purpose? No, I just don't know. It was just funny, is what it was. Because think about it, Lavelle said, remember when Lavelle was on his show, his podcast, because there's only 3 of them I watched. I watched Cat, I watched Lavelle, and I watched one more person on there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Lavelle was in there talking to him and all that. He said, man, Shannon, paraphrasing, Shannon, if you really want to be famous, do you a sex tape, right?
No shit.
Yeah. So was it last night or the night before? You know, Shannon, you know, what was Shay After Dark? You know the joint with him and Ocho, right?
Mm-hmm.
He had Lavelle, he had Cam Newton, he had Kai Cenat, and he had Snoop Dogg on there live. And that's what they was talking about, right?
Right.
Lavelle was the first one. Lavelle said, I see you did. You follow my advice, Shannon. You know that raspy voice.
Yeah.
You follow my advice, Shannon. Shannon's like, well, what are you talking about? What you talking about? What you talking about, Lavelle? What you talking about? That sex tape. You done did your sex tape. Hey, look, Ocho fell the fuck out. And Shannon had this look on his face like, damn, we was talking about that on your show.
Oh my God, I didn't know this part, man.
Yeah, man.
Jesus.
But
come on, man. You can't go viral all the damn time, man.
But here's my thing. I give Shannon the benefit because it wasn't propped up anywhere. It was just all audio.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and then, you know, his assistant, now this is what he said, I saw it today. He said his assistant got access to his IG. And he was the one who shut it off after a certain amount of time. Like his assistant, you know, whatever he posts on IG and stuff like that, his assistant is the other primary on his account. I don't know how true that is because I ain't never seen that before. You know what I mean? But he said, and which it did happen, after the minute and something, it was shut off, and then his assistant put something up there, like, you know, whatever, disclaimer, whatever. But I'm like, The funny thing is, okay, it's just audio, and he's single. Why everybody in the uproar? I mean, he's funny. He sounds funny as a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
With the list.
Man.
Look, like Harlem Nights. Yeah, baby.
These my babies.
My baby. Yo,
Look, man.
I'm just poking fun, Shannon. You ain't gonna never see
Look,
this.
that's my dog, man. I love the dude, man. But come on, man. Dude, I was listening to it. I started listening to it, and I'm listening. I'm like, man, what the hell am I doing? What the hell am I doing listening to this shit? And then the algorithm kicked in and shit. Then I got all these people responding to it and all that. I'm like, dude.
And their responses was funny as hell.
Yeah, man.
I like I said, in the grand scheme of things, it is light. But I think it was gigantic because of his last 2 years. You know what I'm saying?
Because after me and you get to talking about it, I should figure this shit no more, man.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you the funny shit is, which he kind of played himself. Let me be honest about it. Kind of played himself. So he came on his After Dark shit with Ocho, right? And came on to apologize and all this. But he was advertising the motherfucking I'm looking for a word. Erection pills. He's advertising the erection pills. He started his After Dark joint with the commercial,
right?
With the erection pills. You know what I'm saying? And then he apologized and all these different things. Then him and Ocho, because Ocho is, he paying Ocho some loot, because Ocho rolled for him.
Yeah.
He said, I hear you there. Come on, Unc. I hear you. Yeah, you represent it. I mean, he was cheerleading for Unc, right? And every once in a while, he's throwing up the damn erection pills.
Like Cameron.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yo, you making me, and it really don't, I don't care, and in the grand scheme of things, it don't matter. But your sincerity suffers because he spent 2 hours last night joking around. He got clowned by Lavelle. He got clowned by Cameron Newton. He got clowned by Snoop. And he got clowned by Kai Cenat. He got clowned by it. You know what I mean? Oh, they were joking about it, but also patting him on the back at the same time. I'm like, really, if you're sincere, that's not a good look. But the thing about it is, he's single. You feel me? So he could do whatever the fuck. Who said that shit? Somebody said that shit last night. Was it Cam? No, it was Snoop. Snoop said, hey, man, what's going on here is you single and you can do whatever the fuck you want to do. I laugh, but that's real.
Yeah, well. What's Eddie Murphy's ex-wife name?
Nicole.
Nicole don't appreciate this motherfucker not being discreet. I don't give a fuck if you single. Motherfucker, you better be discreet with that kind of bullshit.
He mess around with Eddie Murphy's wife?
No, but he got an infatuation with her, man. And they always ask her about it every blue moon, every now and then.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying? She fucking around here. She like, oh hell no, this dude got cameras everywhere. He got microphones everywhere.
Yeah, how about it?
That shit is crazy, man. All that stuff, man, is come on, dog. What are you gonna gain from that shit? If it was intentional, what are you gaining from that, man?
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? I saw a couple of joints where they say you just put that out there because you don't want people to think he gay. So
I mean,
he ain't gonna win either way. He ain't gonna persuade anybody.
and then that's the whole point. Like when it comes to that, do I give a shit whether or not this guy is gay or not? No, I don't know him. You know what I'm saying? And this dude, it's his life. Do what he want to do. Do I agree? And no, I don't. Maybe I don't. But my point is, I don't care.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the main thing. I don't give a damn, bro. I mean, if you did that intentionally, that was a waste of time. You know, as far as I'm concerned, making all that money and you go stoop to that shit. Look, hell, you could tell them I'm gonna go on a year's vacation, man, and they're gonna anticipate you coming back. You feel what I'm saying?
I'm gonna tell you the funny shit is, the gay rumors. He stopped wearing tight clothes though, didn't he?
Dude,
that ain't nothing but comedy, man. I really, it don't matter to me. That's the thing, man. Shannon is 53, man.
No, Shannon older than that.
No, ain't he 53? I thought I saw he was 53.
Cameron. Shannon is about 54, 55, man. Stephen A. 53, 54.
Oh.
Shannon is like 2 years younger than me, man.
Oh, you know what? He's 56. You're right.
You too goddamn old to be on that worrying about that bullshit, bro.
But I don't think, like I said, that's why I give him the benefit. I mean, because like you said, he's too old for it. You know what I mean?
Man.
Yeah, but
cats our age, we're not sitting around to give a fuck about what a motherfucker think.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, look, unless he advertising. What's the blues song? What's the blues song say? I'm gonna stand up in it.
You know, but that's self-inflicted. I'm talking about what comes to you, man. It's like, man, are you serious, dude? Did you interrupt my meal for the bullshit?
Yeah, man.
You know? I need that on the back end. You need to throw that. What's that percentage you got? I need all that.
Yeah.
Well, look, man, money ain't my god, bro. So I'm not tripping on none of that bullshit, bro.
I get
Real
it.
talk. You know?
I just wanted to touch on that last subject of the night. I want you to let me know and let everybody else know why you are a Lions fan, a Detroit Lions fan. Your honest opinion.
My honest opinion is because I'm a Lions fan, man, because I believe where the fuck I come from, bro. I never ever understood why somebody somewhere was born and raised somewhere, go and say, "Hey, man, Magic played for the Lakers." I'm a Magic fan through and through, bro, in my heart and soul. But I'm not finna be all up on no damn Lakers shit at all.
Gotcha.
Hell, they got enough trophies and all that shit. But honestly, man, I'm a Lions fan, man, because that was something, man, that I committed to. That did because it wasn't because of fanfare. It was because of the grit, like they talk about now. It's coming up. That's how all of us are, man. Especially us black people. We come up, bro. We all blue collar.
Yeah.
We put in the grind. I mean, it's just the Lions, the Lions, the Lion Den is just familiar.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And every inch on that, like Shannon say, football is making the man move off the space, right?
Mm-hmm.
Every inch of the game, man, is a victory. If you know what I'm saying, if you win that battle, it's a victory. Every inch of it. And there's nuances to it, man. There's steps and nuances. And that's what our life is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you was to look at yourself, man, when you were 18 years old, and say, hey, man, this is what I want for myself and for my family, did you automatically say, hey, man, this is what we ever, or do you look at the whole grind and the whole step and the whole process and each move that you make and each sacrifice that you make? That's the Lions, man.
Yeah.
You know, they don't want to give them credit for anything, but they finna win the Super Bowl, bro. You want to know why? Because they learned from their mistakes and they built for the long haul.
Yeah.
The only way you're gonna keep it from them if you cheat.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying? They built to make it obvious that you can't cheat.
Yeah. My answer to that is just piggybacking on what you said. The Lions mirror my journey.
Yep.
The highs and the lows.
The embarrassments and the ugly shit. Yes. All that.
And also the legendary moments, and the peak moments in my life. I mean, really and truly, that's why I'm a fan.
Mm-hmm.
Because it pictured, like, of course I wanted them to win a couple Super Bowls and all of this. Three NBA championships like the Pistons, 4 like the Red Wings, 2 like the Tigers, 2 or 3 like the Tigers. Of course I wanted that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it emulates closer to my life as them. You know what I'm saying? As far as the ebb and the flows of who I am as a person. Like I said, I'm piggybacking on what you just said. Who I am. Like, yo, you a Lions fan? Yes. What the fuck do you mean? I just told you that. I just told you that. You know what I mean? Like, you think I just told you that's what I was. What is your point? But what do everybody always say when they find out you're a Lions fan? They ain't never won the Super Bowl. Okay, what's your point? You know what I'm saying? It's the resilience of it. Of course, I'm looking for a Super Bowl. Of course, all this. Of course, I wanted to strangle Dan Campbell last year.
Right.
Wanted to strangle that guy.
Who was that
he can blame it on what do you call it? What do you call it? Analytics? No, man, no.
It wasn't analytics. That was
you crazy. You crazy, and you have a gambling problem.
What it was, that motherfucker said, "Fuck, we gonna push through
Man,
beast mode."
Come on, man. Come on, Dan. Stop that. This is going to the Super Bowl, my guy. You know what I mean? But I digress. I'm a Detroit Lions fan, so I don't hold on to nothing.
Right.
It's about the moment more than anything. But like I said, I just wanted to ask you that. You know what I mean? And even though they call Lions, in parentheses they should put in dogs. Because that's Lions fans for dogs.
You look at their team. You look at that team, though. Bro, look at that team, man. Them cats, man. I mean, my man, the GM, that dude got an eye for them type of guys, man.
Yeah.
He got an eye for them type of guys.
They're built to win. They really are.
Did you see that, bro? I haven't seen a goddamn when they went into overtime with the Rams. Did you watch that shit?
They're getting better. Look, they're getting better and better, ain't it? They getting
Man,
better at it?
Bro, You know who they remind me of? Be honest, they remind me of the Dallas Cowboys back in the '90s and shit.
Mm.
When that big ass goddamn line was just blowing through motherfuckers, and Emmett walked through that time with roses, petals, and shit.
Our offensive line is the shit.
Them cats,
No
man,
doubt
they can definitely, man. If they decide to just play the power game, come on, dog. Ain't nobody gonna stop them.
Yeah.
You know. And if they win it, I have the right to sit back and have that and believe that there was a fucking expectation after goddamn 60 years.
And go
you understand what I'm saying?
And go
I
act
don't
like
want
I
to hear
expected
it.
it. Go act like I expected it. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
All right.
I would say y'all ain't never won no Super Bowl. Y'all one of the 2 teams that ain't never won no Super Bowl. And then I heard one of the partners on there said, "Yeah, until they win one."
Yeah.
Then what the hell you gonna say?
When are you gonna what the fuck is you gonna say?
You know what I'm saying? You gonna until you win one, then it's gonna be what it's gonna be.
We was hearing that 3 times before, and guess what?
Yep.
We rattled out a couple in a row.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Before we get off here, you spoke about challenge, personal challenge to yourself. Have you gave it any more thought about it?
Personal challenge for myself, man, is just having self-awareness, man.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Believing in the process, my own personal process, my own maturation process. If I'm wrong, then I admit it. You know what I'm saying? And deal with the fallout of it.
Yeah.
If it's about reconciliation, then I'll do that. But I'll do that on the opposite of understanding that I knew I was wrong in the process. I can't live with the fact that I was wrong and then say, "Hey, man, I'm gonna keep it moving." Bullshit. If it's a cause and effect there, and I'm the catalyst, then I'm gonna say, "Hey, man, I was wrong in this situation."
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not asking you to do anything. I'm just saying recognize the fact that I recognize that I was wrong in this process that I'm going through. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't require anybody. That just requires self-awareness.
No doubt.
People who have patience enough to see you through or don't. It's still your journey. So the challenge for me, man, is to stay true with the understanding that I'm not infallible. You know what I'm saying? And not getting around, but addressing that. I'm being honest when I make mistakes. You know, and also being put in a position, man, with my supporting cast around me, knowing the bullshit motherfuckers coming through too, because they showing up. You know, I made a statement, man, and it was morbid. Well, I said, man, if I was to pass away, I'm gonna give you a list of the motherfuckers that not come up to the podium and speak on my behalf, bro. You feel me? At all. You know what I'm saying? When you say they're walking up to the church, say, turn your ass around. You feel me?
No doubt.
That was when I was being petty. Because when you dead, you can't say you ain't got no control over shit. But on a spiritual level, don't speak on my behalf, bro, if you don't have true love for me. Don't judge me if you don't know me. That's all I ask.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And then that way, we won't be on each other's radar. Because I'm not thinking about your ass. You know what I'm saying? I'm going through my own shit.
Yeah.
You know. That's where I'm at with it, bro. At 58 years fucking old.
No doubt. My personal challenge is this. When this situation blow up, when prosperity come to me in a tidal wave, when good things happen and continue to happen, I'm going to still be who I am. Because I care about other people. Now, this is not exactly your challenge. This is something that I promised myself that nobody will be able to see. Because me personally, what's the use to being in position to be prosperous and to be a giving human being if my mind is distorted with paranoia, negativity, and looking down on situations because I'm up? That doesn't make, it's never made sense to me. So I pray for the strength that never creeps into my psyche. That I'm still the same person I am.
Even if you're offended, bro.
Man, I'm offended now.
That's what I'm saying. If you're offended for a fucking reason, man.
But see, that's the thing is, you don't misunderstand me. I didn't say that I was going to sit here and ignore it. No, I want the same mindset that I have. I want to keep that.
Right.
Because this is genuine. This is who I am more than I've ever been. You got me? Of course, yeah, man. If I think you're a dickhead, I'm gonna call you one. But I'm not gonna call you a dickhead and say because of your economic standing or because of your upbringing and all this. No, your character makes you into a dickhead.
This is the point I'm making. This is what popped in my head when you presented the question to me. I'm thinking like this: if I am, no matter what the case is, you know what I'm saying, no matter what the situation is, in my interaction with you, if I'm giving you respect, courtesy, and all that stuff, no matter what, and your ass see that as a weakness and you're trying to be something else with me, you know what I'm saying, understand that if I did such a said action, I'm taking responsibility of it. Don't mean that I'm weak, motherfucker. That just means that I'm being responsible to myself, and this is the road that I'm traveling on. You feel what I'm saying? But if you, in turn around and think that's who the fuck I am, and you can stand on that ground because you think you're that, you know what I'm saying? Then it's a problem. Then I'm gonna come at you with the whole goddamn kitchen sink and shit.
Well, that's exactly why I added in not changing who I am.
Right.
Because
but if I'm
going to speak on that regardless.
Right.
You feel me?
If I'm being humble, I'm living with humility and I'm being this, and I'm saying, hey, you know what? You know, that's what it is. I dealt with it. I did the best way I can. This is what I'm trying to be. If you come around and think that that's how it's going to be moving forward with me, then it's a fucking problem. Then that's when I'm finna then it's finna get ugly. But here's the difference. It's not going to get ugly in public. It's going to get ugly in private with me.
I mean, you know me. I'm gonna pull you aside and I'm gonna ask you.
And that's the most gratifying shit in the world, bro.
I'm gonna ask you the all-time question, which I'll do right now, and I will do then. Who the fuck do you think you are?
That's most gratifying, bro.
It is what it is. See, I don't even have to follow that up with anything because my intent and how I think you're acting at the time and what I think about you is crystal clear.
You didn't disappoint.
Yeah.
You didn't disappoint when it mattered, motherfucker.
Yeah.
You
So
know what I'm saying?
And that's the thing, man. It's like understanding that to some people, I'm a dickhead. But being a dickhead comes from a honest place. It is not purposeful. You just don't like the way that I'm moving.
Right.
You feel me?
Just like when we first started, that bullshit popped up on the damn
I know.
on the screen.
Yeah.
And I'm like, the fuck?
But you know,
What is
just like,
that?
but yeah, but the way you handled it, and me, I was quiet for a while. I wasn't bothered by it, but I was getting that the hell off our timeline.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I was sitting there quiet, trying to work in the background. But the way you handled it, like, yo, we up there now because we trolled. You know what I'm saying? And
You know,
that means that we are hitting notes that we didn't realize we was hitting.
mm-hmm.
We hit look, we hitting the Luther Vandross every once in a while. Here and now. Here and now.
I mean,
quiet was here because he hit that note.
you fuck around, man. You got to figure out what to take serious and what to look at me like, what the fuck? Really?
Understanding this shit, man, because me personally, knowing how to fight, and this is partly ego, but partly fact. I know I'm gonna beat a motherfucker up if you put me in a position, right? But I'm not gonna sit up here and try to prove to you I'll beat a motherfucker up. I'm just waiting on the responsibility, the opportunity. You feel what I'm saying? Now, if you want to go back and forth, we can do that. We can play that game. I mean, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Because it's fun after a while. Because I know who I am, and you know who you are. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So a motherfucker can't really shake that. That's all I'm saying. You know.
Yeah, well, motherfucker don't know, boy. Do you know?
You know what I mean?
What the fuck you really think you know, motherfucker? You fuck around and wake up in the morning, your shit being fucking shambles.
Yeah. But it's a good show, man.
I agree.
You know, we always, like I said, you know, it's cool that you miss a show or miss 2 shows or all that because being a fucking owner, you can miss as many shows as you want to because you
Oh, bro, I feel better, man.
It's
I
time to
feel a
show up.
whole
It's
lot
time
better.
to show up. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't give a fuck about that. You know what
And
I
I'm
mean?
sitting up here drinking the lemon juice. I got heartburn every damn, boy.
Damn, you drinking the whole bottle, man. There's too much
Hey,
concentrate in
man,
it.
I'm trying to tell you, man, that shit work on that damn. What's it?
How about past tense? That shit worked.
Yes,
Quit drinking
sir.
that orange juice. I mean that lemon juice, man.
It worked, man.
And drink some water with it though.
No, I told you it's half and half.
Okay.
It's half and half. I'm not just straight drinking lemon juice. It's half and half. And ain't look here.
Be on that screen like this.
Hey, brother, I'm getting the goddamn vitamins I need. Is breaking down that citric acid. What is it, man? Uric acid.
Uric acid. Hey,
Man,
you'll be on that screen like this.
You silly, man.
All right. Well, look, this is Strong Perspective Podcast. Please tune in to our YouTube channel, like, share, and subscribe. Share our channel with the people that you know will get so much out of our situation because we're about conversation, you know, and really and truly this earnest conversation. We talk about everything, right? And we here every Friday at 7:30. Once in a while we'll go on a Saturday, but every Friday at 7:30. You know, we went a little longer today because it was great conversation, but we'll only keep you for a little while. And show up next week. Like, share, and subscribe for us. Damon, great job, man. Enjoyed the show.
I did too, bro. It was on point, man. Especially for these last 3 days I've been going through, man. This is like a godsend for me, bro.
I'm glad you're feeling better, man.
Me too.
You know,
I'm honest with you.
Really, really grateful to that. Any last words before we go?
Man, I'm glad to be here to kick it with you, bro. You know, I'm living in the moment. and appreciating the people in my life, man. And that's where I'm at with it, bro.
10-4. 10-4.
You know?
Last word for me is greatness. Greatness. Wealth, success, and abundance. Wealth, success, and abundance. Wealth, success, and abundance. Wealth in life, wealth in love, wealth in spirituality, wealth in finances, and abundance and success in all of it. This is Strong Perspective Podcast. We'll see y'all next week. Peace.
Peace.